Now, Heartland Sports with Todd Richards.
Hello again, everyone. Heartland Hoops is underway with some big-time action, and time to start the countdown with tonight's Top 12 Plays of the Week.
The Top 12 Plays of the Week, sponsored by St. Francis Healthcare System.
The Jackson Indians put on a show for their fans against Kennett, scoring from all over the place and winning in decisive fashion at play number 12. A much closer matchup in Southern Illinois with Anna Jonesboro's Leon Patterson flashing to the basket for two and a tough loss to DuQuoin at play number 11. Delta's Isaiah Berry with the high-arching three against Scott City at play number 10. But Rams sharpshooter Max Snyder goes one better. First with the two-pointer, followed by a silky smooth three in an impressive Rams win at number 9. Back to AJ at play number 8. DuQuoin's Jeremiah Jones with the steal and the hoop for the victorious Indians. But Perryville's Josiah Paisley says, "This is my block party," with the dominating defense to end round 1 with the win over DeSoto at play number 7. All right, tonight at 10, we'll count them down to number 1. Good girls game. Farmington playing at Jackson as well tonight. Congrats to Cape Central swimmer Carson McAllister. Carson finished 3rd in the 50 and 2nd in the backstroke at the Como meet over the weekend. Way to go. McAllister is a reigning 50 free state champion. And finally, some hope that former SEMO quarterback Paxton DeLaurent would get selected in today's UFL draft. No selection yet, but we'll keep an eye on his progress over the next couple of days. You never know what can happen. He's going to keep that dream alive. We'll see how things go. We're going to go ahead and take a timeout and wrap it up right after this break.
A lot of people are feeling uneasy